Hello everyone, this is Damien from the LanguageCaster team, and I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to our latest football phrase of the week. How did your team do at the weekend? My favourite team, Tottenham, finally won a game after a poor run of form when they defeated bottom of the table Southampton 5-0. A heavy defeat like this is known as a thumping or a thrashing. So we can say that Spurs thrashed Southampton 5-0. This result led Southampton to sack their manager. And another word for sack, of course, is fire. So to be fired. They fired Russell Martin, their manager, after this heavy defeat. We can say that he was sacked after the defeat, or he was sacked after the Tottenham defeat. In other words, he was sacked because his team were badly beaten. And another phrase we sometimes use instead of after is in the wake of. So Russell Martin was sacked in the wake of the thrashing by Spurs. The word after is linking two parts or clauses of the sentence. Number one, the team lost badly. And number two, the manager was sacked. He was sacked after the defeat. We could also use the word after at the start of the sentence. After the thrashing, the Southampton manager was sacked. Wolves were the other Premier League club to sack their manager after a bad defeat at the weekend. Wolves were beaten by fellow strugglers Ipswich in the final minute of their match, and this led to the club sacking Gary O'Neill. So in the BBC report, we can read the headline, Wolves sack manager O'Neill after Ipswich defeat, which means he lost his job after Wolves were beaten by Ipswich. Wolves lost the game, and then afterwards the manager was sacked. Of course, this phrase is not always followed by defeat, as there are many other reasons that someone might lose their job in football. For example, number one, she was sacked after a poor run of form. Number two, he was fired after losing the dressing room. And number three, the manager was sacked after criticising the club owner. Sometimes the word that follows after is not related to a reason for the sacking, but instead describes other things such as the amount of time involved. So, for example, League One side Bristol Rovers sacked Taylor after a year in charge, which means that he was the manager for only a year. But then the report goes on to state, Bristol Rovers have sacked boss Matt Taylor after their defeat by Birmingham. Can you think of any other examples like this? And how would you say this expression in another language that you know? Let us know by dropping a line at admin@languagecaster.com.
Vous écoutez languagecaster.com.
Yes, you are listening to LanguageCaster, and that message was in French. And we'll be back with some more football language in our podcast later on in the week. I wonder, will there be any more managerial casualties, dismissals, or sackings before then? Enjoy all the football. Bye-bye.